Ladies and gentlemen, we meet again for a short and sweet idea towards Parashat Noach coming up very soon. Very, very interesting that he is called a tzaddik. HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself calls Noach a great tzaddik. That's how it starts off. However, at the end of the story, he's not called such a big tzaddik. He starts off as a big tzaddik. Where did he go wrong? To such an extent that Isaiah, Yeshayahu, talks back about the flood. He calls it the flood of Noach. Ki mei Noach zot li. The flood is named after Noach. It's as if the flood was his fault. It was his fault. He was such a tzaddik. How come the flood was his fault? So the Zohar in the Kabbalah says something frightening. It says Noach should have davened and saved the generation. He didn't daven. I mean, even Avraham Avinu, we know he davened and he prayed to save Sodom. That was only one town. Noach, he was such a tzaddik, he should have prayed to Hashem to save the world. He didn't even try to save the world. And that's why he's not called such a tzaddik afterwards. And the flood is related to him because maybe he could have stopped it if he would understand that he could daven, he could pray, and maybe have an effect on that. Davening is a fundamental activity of a Jewish person. How fundamental is it? Well, last week we spoke about man being created from Shamayim and Aretz, from the heaven and from the earth. Davening, praying, connects heaven to earth. How do we know that? Because in last week's parasha, in the second chapter of Bereshit, it says that although HaKadosh Baruch Hu created in the 6 days of creation all the vegetation, but nothing was growing yet. Why nothing was growing yet? Says Rashi, because man was not praying yet. You need a man, you need a human being, you need a Jew to pray, to daven, so that the rain will come down. When the rain will come down, then the vegetation will start growing. The key for connecting Shamayim and Aretz is the prayer, the activity of prayer of the human being. Our prayers are so important. That's why when we go to the house of prayer, when we go to Beit Knesset, when we go to a shul has two main focal points. One is the Amud, the place where the Chazan stands, where he davens to Hashem. And the second place is the Bima, is where we put the Sefer Torah, where we read the Torah, the Gaon Vilna. The Vilna Gaon has a beautiful line. And he says, when I daven, I speak to the Creator, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when I learn Torah, He is speaking to us. That's an amazing thing to say, which means we have an ongoing dialogue with the Creator of the world. Not the elephants, not the giraffe, not the chimpanzees, and not the goyim. We have a tremendous advantage. We have an ongoing dialogue with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We speak to Him through davening, and He speaks to us through our learning of the Torah. And therefore, this is an ongoing activity that we have to maintain. This has to be a prime objective of ours, to maintain our ongoing dialogue with HaKadosh Baruch Hu through our davening. And yes, we can change the world through our davening, and to such an extent that Noach could have saved the world. That's what Chazal tell us. Noach could have saved the world. The fact that he didn't save the world, that is the reason he wasn't seen as a tzaddik towards the rest of his life. We have to understand the message from this, and we have to understand we have this incredible opportunity to continue and to maintain this dialogue with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I wish us all success in maintaining our davening and our Torah learning to maintain this dialogue. Shabbat Shalom.